And I think it's really not a romantic thing. Like fostering isn't. It's a hard thing, but it surprises you with the joyful moments. So I think to just know that every moment you have them, to listen to them, to love them, to give them your full attention, no matter how they behave. I think that mostly they just need to know that you're there for them and you're not going to leave.
So one of the challenges that we've dealt with is that none of the kids can really verbally communicate what their needs are. So we've had to interpret that in our own ways, whether they're pointing at something. So mostly what we do to help meet that challenge is we just cuddle with them. So I'll hold a kid in my lap, or I'll just sit there and hold their hand while they're trying to go to sleep. One of the boys was sick, and so he had this cough, and we had to just pull out every single thing we could to, a humidifier, some medicine, whatever we could get to get him to be comforted, to fall back asleep. So I feel like mostly it's been meeting like the physical need for touch.
I think the biggest challenge in foster care has been communication, right? So figuring out what that looks like. There's so many moving parts, so many people involved. So who do I communicate with on what? And making sure that that communication doesn't get lost in translation, gets communicated correctly and appropriately, and making sure that you're the advocate, right? I'm kind of an accommodator. Like I'm kind of just go with the flow, like whatever you need. Okay, yep, I'll do it. And so I feel like when you step into foster care, you really can't be that person anymore. You really have to step up and be assertive and be an advocate for yourself and your biological family and your foster child.
The biggest challenge we had was letting the kids go. That's the hardest part. You get attached to them. You can have a kid in your home for a couple hours, and next thing you know, you get a phone call and it's like, hey, we found a home or a family member for, the child to go to. Sorry, but we'll be there to pick them up in an hour. The way I dealt with the challenge for that was just to think of all the other kids that we've had in our home that have been longer and that have had a longer impact of me and my husband, being able to experience things with them that they may have not experienced before, on top of, loving and caring for them, and knowing that when they do go home, they will have that experience, that good experience that they've had with us, and that whether they choose to take that experience and move positively forward, it's still, we know that we still made that impact on them.
You know what? Obviously the kids have challenges, right? But all kids have challenges. And most of the time it's nothing more than, it's just an accelerated version of what maybe some other kids do. Sometimes it's just all the other stuff that goes on in the background, the waiting part, and not really knowing what's going on with them, and watching the kids put all their hope in their parents, and then the parents don't come through for them. And for me, that's heartbreaking.
We had one little boy that came, and he was mad, upset with the system because they took him away from his mom and dad. And he was with us a few weeks, and then he went on to another home, but I was able to get him back and take him to a Notre Dame game, and he was just a completely different child because he was in the crowd singing and dancing with all the music, and it was just that oh-ha moment, and it was just way cool just to see him be a kid and not worry about everything going on in his life.
The advice I would give people interested in fostering is just do it. If you're questioning if you're going to be a great parent or not, these kids, they'll appreciate it, if not right away, definitely in the long run, and you will build a relationship with people around you. It's a great community.
And I think that even if you think you can't commit to fostering a long-term placement, I think it's so worth getting your foster care license, because you can help in so many little ways. When those Friday night 10 o'clock calls come and there's nowhere for them to go, and you just say, we can keep them for the weekend. We can keep them until you find placement. We can give you time until all the family members and possibilities are checked out. We have until, this day of the month. Those times make a difference and give those kids a place to be. And you just might not know what that might do for your family, what it'll bring you together and let you just love the kids.